Hi everyone, just an update is promised. I'm sorry it's taken a while, but things have been hell. I haven't checked what I last said, so obviously going on from that they found a problem with baby's bladder, and I had the CVS test, which is basically like an amnio, but they do it earlier and they take the sample directly from the placenta rather than the fluid that's meant to be around the baby. So the first results of that, where they test for Down syndrome, Edwards syndrome, and Patau, I think that's pronounced right, syndrome, were all normal. We got those a couple of weeks ago. We then went on holiday. We went to the theory was we were going to Portugal for 10 days, myself, my husband and our 3 boys. That was the 27th of August we went there. Next couple of days I was getting calls from my dad in England. My mum, he wanted her to go to hospital because she wasn't looking well, and he was very, very stressed out, and she was really being, downright difficult about it and upsetting him. Then the Wednesday she went into hospital, very reluctantly went in. Wednesday night I got a call from my dad saying the doctor had said any other children should get to the hospital quickly. Of course you panic. And we'd start trying from that night to get a flight. No luck. Thursday morning, so things sounded a bit better. They said the swollen stomach that she'd had, because all the symptoms she had was a swollen stomach, bit of backache, and was tired and pale. Other than that, she was fine. No real pain. And then, the Thursday morning they said yes, the fluid in her stomach was blood, and they drained it. Weren't sure where the blood was coming from. Her kidneys had failed, but they said they could restart them, as it were, with medications. And her lungs weren't too good, but they thought might be a chest infection. Found a load of lumps, which I assume they thought were ulcers at the time. So this was the Thursday morning. I spoke to my dad on and off throughout the day, and she was up eating yogurt, eating jellies and that sort of thing. Was on oxygen because her lungs weren't good. And they found a litre of blood. A pint of blood, or a litre, I think my dad said, in her stomach, which they, like I said, they drained that overnight. Then the Thursday evening I had a call saying that she'd gone for another CT scan and had a heart attack on her way back from the CT scan. The CT scan has shown that she was full of cancer, whole here, everywhere. They couldn't even say what organs, just widespread cancer, advanced cancer, which we had no idea. I don't think she did. And that it was her lungs bleeding, and the kidneys were still not working. She'd gone into, she was unconscious. My dad put the doctor on the phone to me and told me my mum had minutes to hours left to live. This is all the way in Portugal, by the way. My mum was in England. And to get to the hospital, and obviously I couldn't. So then 3 hours later, while my husband had taken the kids to get something to eat, I got the call from my dad and my brother saying that she'd gone at the age of 64. So my mum was dead. I didn't manage to get a flight back until the next morning, and the only flight we could possibly get after Thomas Cook, if anyone works for Thomas Cook, they're complete bastards, I'm sorry. And as soon as I recover from all of this stuff, I'm going to be telling them so. We're no help whatsoever. Quite happy to take our money to book the flights and everything in the first place, but wouldn't do anything to help to get me home. So we had to pay out for another flight, which is not the issue. Another airline. I had to go via Faro in Portugal to Brussels, and from Brussels to Heathrow on my own. So my husband and the kids stayed behind. I'm not going to tell how I feel about that. To meet my grieving dad and younger brother, and my in-laws at Heathrow Airport. My dad doesn't drive. He drove us home so I could pick up my phone, because I didn't take my phone on the holiday, just my husband's. And then straight to the hospital to view my mum in the chapel arrest there. So that was my first day back. The Monday, after my dad and my brother came and stayed with me at our house here. The Monday I had to find for the second part of the test results on baby. This was for the other, I think they said 49 genetic abnormalities and other chromosomal problems, and they all came back normal. And they told us that it was another boy. So we've since named him Bailey, Bailey, like the drink. That was the Monday. My husband and kids came back the Thursday afternoon. In the meantime, I'd planned my mum's funeral because my dad just isn't coping. My brother's no help. And so I did all that. And the Friday the day after my husband and kids came back, we were due the next scan to measure the baby's bladder and discuss, what the next steps were. But as soon as they put that, I don't know what the scan thing's called, the probe thing on my stomach, I saw him, and I knew. I just kept saying, he's not moving, he's not moving. And they were all telling me, husband was telling me, the sonographer woman was telling me, well, he's 15 weeks, they don't move around all the time, he might be sleeping, and I just kept saying, no, he's not moving. Typically, it was the one time we got a student, who of course wasn't completely sure what she was looking at, faffed about doing measurements, this, that and the other, and then slipped up by saying it's not good news, and then said, I can't say that, I have to go and get a doctor, qualified one, to come and have a look. And of course the doctor wasn't available, so we were packed off to yet another quiet room and told to wait there with a glass of water, a box of tissues, yet again, and then called in by one of the nicest doctors I've ever met. He took us back into the scan room again, and obviously said, I'll do the scan, I won't show you until the end, I'll discuss, what I've seen. And my husband could see the screen from where he was angled at, where his seat was. And I just kept looking at him, and I was just shaking my head at him, and he's shaking his head back at me. And I just kept saying, I know he's gone. And she turned back round and she said what happened was Bailey had drunk all the fluid around him, and this has made his, she didn't explain it, someone's explained it to me since, his head is sort of squeezed in, his chest, all his organs are pushed up into his chest, the bladder's taken up most of his body, this huge big black bladder, and he died. His little heart stopped, and she said that was probably a week ago. They couldn't give exact, they just go by the measurements. And a week before that, of course, was the day my mum died, so they probably died at the same time. I've since been back to my, because basically their patient had died, I referred back to my normal hospital, who we saw yesterday, to be told I can't have the surgical option, as the fetal specialist was saying, to remove baby and remove everything, because I'm too far gone. I'm 16 weeks yesterday, and baby's too big, he's measuring too big. It'd be dangerous. They surgically open the cervix, and they'd have to do it so much that it would probably tear. So I have to go in the day after my mum's funeral, back to the hospital, to be given a tablet that will block all the pregnancy hormones, because at the moment I'm still carrying him. I'm still, I've got a bump now, which is just a bit sick. The pregnancy hormones would be blocked with this tablet. I have to stay for an hour so they can monitor that I'm okay on it or something. I don't really know what they think I'm going to do. It's a hormone, as far as I know. 2 days later, which will be this Saturday, today is Tuesday, I go into the ward where I sat with my babies when I had them, and they will induce my labour with pessary. She thinks I probably need 2 lots of pessary, and I'll give birth to my dead son, and then we'll talk about arranging a hospital funeral. So that's the update. Unfortunately, it's not good news all round. Mum's funeral tomorrow. Tablet to start stopping the pregnancy if I don't go into labour before then, which I'm desperately hoping I won't. I'm not praying, because I don't believe there's anyone to pray to anymore. I'm sorry if anyone who does believe in him, but what kind of God would do this? So please don't anyone tell me it's God's will. I know my mum's up there looking after him, but I don't believe that's anything to do with God. That's to do with her, and that's to do with him. I don't really know what else to say. Thank you for the kind words and prayers and thoughts from the last video, but it didn't work. So Bailey will be born this Saturday, hopefully, and not before. Thank you. I don't really know what else to say. I'm sure you'll understand. Thank you again. Bye.